Share screen. Window. Share. Okay. Okay. Okay, to connect. Let's hope this works, because otherwise I just freak out. You lost connection to your device. Oh god, this is going to be annoying. Okay. Oh. Of course I need it. If anyone's watching, bear with me. Just dealing with technical bullshit. I hate technology. Understatement of the year. Okay. Connect. Loading mobile screen. Start now. Loading. Finally! Okay. Oh. Ah! Just want to stream! Piss off, you stupid notifications! Yeah. Okay. No, nothing needs my attention there. Can you stop beeping at me? Technology. It just works. Anyone? No. So my plan to commissions why? No go then. Okay. Just pull up a reference. Where are we? Okay, see what's going on with this leg here. No, nobody. Okay. Still nobody. Just coming to myself. Let's just see. Anyone? No. She's going to be lonely tonight. Yep, that's right. It's just going to. Okay. No, it's not nobody. One of these names? Oh. If anyone's actually listening to this, I need to ask gaming streams if I can figure out how to make that work. Would anyone be interested in it? Someone's wondering why I'm doing it this way? Simple. If I make a mistake or go out of lines, I'll lower the opacity and just correct my mistakes. The advantages of working digitally. You can just correct your mistakes. Still no one? Does anyone know what's going on with Comicsgate? No, still no one. Yeah. Comicsgate is basically dead at this point. Basically dead at this point. They spurg out, they attack women, they hate black folk. They're showing themselves to be incompetent losers who have no redeeming values whatsoever. Do we have anyone? No. Not going to say hi, have a nice little chat. I can answer some questions for you if you want. Times like this, I really just want feedback on what people would want out of my channel. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to go the jam about. Fuck that for Game of Soldiers. I want to do positive content. It's the way to defeat negativity is with positivity. And if people take advantage of the good nature, of the goodwill and all, well, you just give them the cold shoulder. Nah, still nobody. Nobody cares. So what have you guys been playing then? Any games? I've been playing Legend of Dragoon. It's a game I've always wanted to play, but never really got a chance to. Because, it's an old game and parents always go, you don't need that, you don't need it. It's just a con. At the end of the day, those are the games that end up being the most expensive to acquire. So, thankfully, I have a PlayStation Plus subscription, so I can just download it off PSN and play it that way. And would I have preferred to play it originally when it came out on the PS1? Yeah. Well, let's be honest. I don't think that was ever going to happen. Now it's a pretty expensive game. I didn't realize there was voice acting in it. Yeah, in the CG cutscenes, it's voice acting. Still no one. Come on, guys. Turn up. Make it sound like I'm not talking to myself. Sometimes I wonder why. Oh no. So I've got the battle music from Legend of Dragoon stuck in my head. It's really catchy. It's a nice short loop as well. So far, I've gone past Marshall and I'm heading straight to the dragon's nest to confront the green dragon. Still pretty early in the game, but I've mostly just sort of been trying to grind out the additions and get my Dragoon level up a bit. I have to say, doing Lativus, what's his name, Slamberg's, not Dragoon thing, what do you call it, additions. It's very, very frustrating, especially when you're having to do 4 to 6 button combos all the time. Because here's something you might not know. With additions, in order to level them up and make them more effective, you've got to pull off perfect combos. Imagine if in Street Fighter, in order to make your Hadouken stronger, you have to pull them off perfectly every time. Well, that's what you have to do in Legend of Dragoon. And it's more than anything, it's getting the timing down. I have to say, Rod Typhoon is very annoying, and I'm not looking forward to what's it called? Blossom Spear Dance, I think they call it, which is his 4th edition, and that's got 6 combos in it. I mean, I've seen lists going around sort of showing the different editions that each playable character has. You know what they don't have? How many button presses you have to do in order to pull them off. And so far, Latvitz is the only one whose combos I haven't fully mastered yet. And he's the well, very likely the first that you'll get the chance to master all the moves with. So yeah, that's a little fun, isn't it? It's a good thing I got the rewind feature, because if I mess up, I can just try again. But then that makes battles drag on a bit longer than it should. And if my little brother found out I was playing Legend of Dragoon, he would be very jealous. Yeah, and people don't really realize services like PlayStation Plus Premium have a benefit to people like me, because we never got a chance to play some of these games growing up. I mean, Legend of Dragoon is literally a game from my childhood. I never got the chance to play it, and copies these days are a bit unaffordable. I'm sure, because, well, it's a PS1 JRPG. They are bound to be unaffordable by default. But a service like that, for a small yearly fee, it's manageable. Especially if I don't play anything else. I mean, would I love to own the game? Yes. Who doesn't? But let's be realistic. I am not forking out 500 quid for Klonoa Doors of Phantom Mile or Klonoa Beach Bowl. What's available? One of the two. Some games just have a habit of climbing up in price. And another reason why we would want modern day versions of these games is because setting up things on the on modern hardware introduces its own set of complications. Well, let's be realistic. These games were not designed for modern TVs. You blow those graphics up on a modern TV, and you see all the problems that come with them. Because they were meant for CRTs, and CRTs have a habit of blending pixels together. I mean, that's why you can see sort of comparison shots between here's a game running on a HD TV. This is 4 pixels. And here it is on a CRT TV, and you'll be like, wow, it looks so much better on the old TV. Yeah, well, no shit, Sherlock. That's how it was designed. With that old TV in mind. There's sort of like a little charm to the old graphics as well that newer modern HD graphics just cannot replicate. I look at stylized games and I see something fun. Oh, we got a like somewhere. I wonder who that was. Come and stay. Yeah. I mean, modern graphics just have no charm to them. They're becoming increasingly bland and soulless, especially when they chase photorealism. Some asshole shouting outside. Sorry about that. Nothing I can do with the local wildlife. This ain't America. If you know what I mean. Say America. Get off my lawn! You damn whippersnapper! Do Americans say that? Would Americans really say whippersnapper? Is that a Texan thing people say? I don't know. I did not know it was my webcam was on. Well, people are probably too busy watching the rugby replay or something. Yeah, rugby was on today. I'm not really much of a sports person, despite going to the gym. But Ice and Free also did launch today. I'm looking forward to that when I can afford it. And I don't just mean the comic itself, but I want to get the document cards, and I want to get the Art of Cliff Richard art book, because those are the kinds of merch that I want to collect. And you know what? They put up deck 1 cards, and I wish Eric wouldn't do this to me. My poor, poor wallet. I mean, I knew that we must have been due another deck of cards because, books they've put out they've launched with potential new characters, it would make sense. And I reckon we're probably going to get about 4, possibly 5 set of document cards this year. Should I call this? If nobody's coming in to do commissions, I might as well cover this live. Show off what this Welsh man can do. By the way, I'm trying to ink this, if anyone's curious. Hello, who have we got? Don't be shy, say hi. I'm sorry it's a little laggy, but this is the best I can do with my current setup. I'm hoping... DCC, hello. Thank you for joining the stream. If you want to super chat me or commission me to draw something, use the PayPal link. That's what it's there for. I got the idea from Rice, who does the A Drink with Crazy channel. Okay. Is there anywhere else I've forgotten to fill in? Okay. How does this look? Right. And we got more people. Close up this line a bit here. gonna tidy up the lines around here. I might release this as a drawing video in the week. I've been recording the individual parts, so yeah, I should be able to put out some content for you guys. And sorry I've been slacking on that. I've just not been inspired me to create recently, so I'm trying to get back into the swing of things, but it's not very easy when you don't have motivation. What's everyone else been up to this week? I've been playing Legend of Dragoon. Fun game from the early 2000s. Nice. It's got a simplistic battle system, an engaging story, some catchy music. And it's aged very well considering it was on the PS1 at the time. You've enjoyed nice one. Sweet. I've knocked that up. Let's pay you to call it for me. Okay, you know what? Send it to me on X. I'll just put my account down here. See. That's my X account. Send it to me as a private message and I'll call it for you. $20 sound okay? Yeah, sure. Yeah. Did I do that right? No, I was too heavy on the lines again. I'm procrastinating. Sorry, say that again. Yeah. $20 okay for commission price. Is that what you meant? Yeah. Okay. I'm from UK. Yeah. Trying to think now. That would roughly translate to about £15, if my math is correct. Okay. Clean up the lines here too. Went all overboard with them. Yeah. An interesting thing for people to know about with the Item Free campaign, collection as they still call it. If your order is about or exceeds about $100, they'll throw in a free copy of Alpha Core Cover A for you as well. Which is a nice little bonus. So if you've not really read Alpha Core and you've only read Item, well, you're all set for Alpha Core 2, which is releasing sometime later this year. I was kind of hoping for a fan art contest as well. Okay, let's see how everything is looking. Put you back to 400. Yeah, you might want to recolor the horseman. On a dead, so you'd be getting a lot of work from me, I think. Okay. All right. Yeah, it was a little difficult to read. You know, well, funnily enough, on my channel, somebody left a bit of a well, an interesting comment to say on my opinion on Comicsgate. There was a lot of sort of like well, the spelling started off okay, but when it started getting into the Rysons and all that, the grammar just sort of failed, and it's like, what the hell am I reading? I did a short about it as well, where I just sort of read it as it was and took the piss out of it. But all in all good faith. Let's see. Gonna redo these. I need to get better at how I'm trying to improve my inking skills. I mean, I can't pencil for shit, but I won't be able to focus on where my strengths are, which is well, so far, inking as long as I can read these lines properly, and coloring. I mean, I'm really getting coloring down to a fine art here. Yeah, it's like I had to type so fast I didn't look. That's okay. Don't worry about it. We all make mistakes. I would not want to do this traditionally. I'd be too afraid of screwing up. And then I'd be like that one mangaka that's that does Vagabond, where he makes one mistake and he sort of grabs the paper and it's like and throws it in the bin. I could not do that. I'd be too terrified to even touch the paper with a with an ink brush. Anyway, I think his name is. I'm not 100% familiar with mangaka names, but anyone who can ink to that level traditionally, they get my respect, no questions asked. I don't even care if they've got some unfortunate hobbies. Well, I would care, but I would respect their inking skills regardless. So that's something that I can't do on that level, especially traditionally, which is why I'm opting for digital instead. To fix you. I see what this is doing. So I'm trying to follow the example in the promotional art here. Trying to learn how the others have been inking these. It's a learning experience. I mean, I did one of that Horseman piece they released a while back last year during the whole Handgate controversy. If you remember that. And I thought I did a fairly good job inking it. Yeah. I'll just need to remember to upload it and release it at some point. This does not have. So I'm phoning in for this hand here because I cannot see the rest of how this hand was inked. So I'm hoping this is okay. I really enjoyed watching you ink that horseman. I didn't release the horseman inking video yet. No, I coloured the Horseman piece. The inking one I haven't released yet, but I'm hoping that I did a good enough job on it. Let's see. Anything else I need to be aware of? Yeah, looks okay. Let's see. How's that looking? Hopefully. Hopefully it's good enough. Looks a lot sharper. That's what I thought. Hopefully I can get some feedback from another artist on this and see where I could improve. I'm not really used to doing all the hatching, so yeah. Looks like I could just sort of go along here, fill out these gaps a little. I'm not recording this bit, but it doesn't hurt to do a little cleanup. Yes. Um, Definitely don't want any gaps like this on a finished page, let alone a panel. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that Kanan would call you out for. So now it's nearly 10 o'clock. So working on some detail. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I also been thinking about the Item 3 trailer. There's a bit where Alterna is sort of saying that Darren's never going to get back into a Projectus building again. I'm going to beg to differ and say he probably has other ways in. So Projectus might not be as safe as Alterna thinks it might be. But I'm also looking forward to the showdown between Avery and Darren. Uh, I mean, that hit that he's put out on Avery, I also reckon it's going to attract a lot of unsavory characters. And how much time has passed since then? Between the hit being put out in Item 1 and sort of Item 3, I think it's about, what, a day or two? So, yeah. I mean, on cover C, you've got the lizard thing that's attacking Avery down in the sewers. I reckon that's going to be one of the villains looking to cash in on the bounty on Avery's head. And I want to know sort of like how Mick Davis is going to play into all of this. Has he been trying to bag down Fontana for some time? And if so, why hasn't he? And could this memo of the hit on Avery be smoking gun he needs to bring Darren to justice? It could be interesting as he fired his bodyguard. Yes. I don't think we've seen the last of Sandswan. Especially if you were there for the website relaunch last year, you'll understand that some character profiles were had a bit more to them than they probably should have. I mean, for starter, the Deviling leader actually has a name that was mentioned on one of the profiles. Actually, I need to go through those profiles again just to see if they've been changed or not. But don't count Sandswan out just yet. And I reckon he knew Darren would fire him, but he still pressed for money regardless before he opened his mouth. And I have to wonder if there's sort of like a untold, well, an unwritten rule among excerpts that you don't rat each other out. He either wants to stay hidden for a reason. Maybe there's other excerpts that have a price on their head, wherever they come from, and perhaps some of them just want to live peacefully. But of course, that don't mean much to villains. And with Sandswan, he's like a a gun for hire type of person. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see if there's like an unwritten agreement between experts that you don't rat each other out. Sandsworn's strong, but he's not fireproof. Why is Shungai? I think we might find out more about the Southern Style Wrestling League in Iceland 3. I mean, there's a connection between that and Lyndon Irabase. I mean, he was watching the match, so maybe he was heading down there to see it live or something. But I'm kind of curious as to who he's going to get to do a wrestling comic book series with. As from Heels versus Babyface. I mean, yeah. I'm sure Az would love to write a story for Eric. But if he was given that writing assignment, he would take it very seriously. And he would have to draw on all of his knowledge of wrestling. You know, getting back to Santuan, he may be strong enough to carry a tank about the place. He's not fireproof. He's not electric proof or anything like that. He still has weaknesses. So he would still have to watch his back occasionally. So I don't think he would want to risk the eye of the other excepts and force back. He would not last very long in a fight like that. He needs a comic called the Silverback. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. Now what he needs is Urinolica, the washed up hero of the Ripperverse. He goes around drunk, bemoaning that he's a nobody, a has been, and he falls into urinals and licks them. That's what Eric needs. If he doesn't have that, the Ripperverse is finished. But thinking about it, I'm very curious as to what other hero that Eric would need to balance out the Ripperverse with. I mean, does he dare put in a godlike character? I mean, we're already getting that with say Neptune. But would you go so far as to have a I just hope the design is good enough. They do. Would they go with something more Catholic leaning? Like, say, heroes based on the apostles or something? Because, well, may as well come out and say it now, but Vatican's not a very Christian organization, I'm just going to say, because they've done things that run counter to the teachings of Christ that I don't think would be very conducive for a superhero group. I mean, if they themselves were running a superhero team, would those heroes be beholden to the ideals of the Catholic faith? And if so, what problems would that cause? So, like, oh, we can't save this person because they're a heretic in the eyes of our leader, etc. That'd be interesting from a morality point of view, but it will also be very frustrating to read. So I'm not sure how you would balance that. I mean, regardless, you probably make a few enemies in the religious community. But it would be interesting to, well, read, basically. I just not sure if it's for everyone. Because whenever you bring religion into the mix, people feel a very particular way about religion. Some will embrace religion, base their whole lives around it. Others would, and rightly so, have trauma from religion because of the people that practice it and might not want to read it because they might not want to relive some of that trauma. Or they might not just agree with religion in general. Or you can have some people who come from religious backgrounds where they have absolute hatred for anyone with different religious beliefs. So it's kind of like a catch-22. Well, not catch-22. Catch-52, actually, in that regard. Very difficult to get right. But regardless, I would like to see something like that in the Rippaverse. And what it means to truly save someone. Okay, because if this hero team did show up to try and save you, would people actually welcome him with open arms, or would there be hostility? And already you've got the potential for a great storyline filled with drama. Could be one of redemption, even. Doing the wavelines is that hard to do? Wavelines, you mean on the background here? These? Or on the on her leg? I'm just trying to blend the just trying to blend this out properly. Yeah, on the leg. Alright, because I was looking at it and it looked like a blob of black. There wasn't like any form to it. So I was trying to create form. You know, that's something people don't really tell you when you're learning how to draw. They'll tell you the anatomy, the perspective, and the proportions, but they never teach you to learn form. And learning form is basically a requirement when it comes to drawing people properly. Clean up this arm here a bit. I mean, here. I just want to break up the shadow a bit. Clean this up a bit. I like to do that because when you see it, it blends very well. Yeah. That's why I do it, because if I was to ink something for someone, I want to make sure I do a bang up job first time around and not the 80th time around. The less time I can spend doing something, and still get the same high standard result, the better off I'll be in the art industry. Because at the end of the day, time is money. And I ain't got a lot of free time these days. Just want to be very careful I don't overdo it. Okay. I mean, you definitely couldn't do this traditionally. Once you put your inks down, you're set. It's very hard to change them without what Bob Ross would just call piddling and fiddling. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just make them a bit more pronounced. Mm. Mm. Yeah, I think Eric picked the right artist for Yaira because all Deborah has to do is take photos of herself and she can use that as reference. Yeah. So true. She felt good as young. Oh, yeah. It's basically as the old jokes was going. So they hired Yiva to draw Yiva. Okay. Let's see. Wow, that's. It does look great, by the way. Fix screen this way, so we need the consoles that way. It's only better than I would be able to do traditionally. Because I'm afraid I have like very amateurish manga looking art. So trying to think now. Think something along the lines of mix between early Cartoon Network and Tetsuya Nomura's Kingdom Hearts styled art, where it's just like a mix of simplicity and anime. Because I really struggle with shadows and highlights, so I can't shadow for shit. I can't pencil for shit. But when I do draw something in my original style, it has a very distinct cartoony look to it. I need to realize I probably should have been recording these bits here. And that said, one of the things I've been meaning to do a bit more of is sort of like character studies and anatomy drawing. Yeah. continue getting better, and you'll definitely nail the American comic book style. Use the shadow along here. Using grays. It's just practice, mate. Lots and lots of practice and trying to get time to do it in. Ain't that the truth? I'm trying to look for a job at the moment, but so far, no luck. And those comics ain't going to pay for themselves. That said, I also would love to just be able to move out for once. Be independent. I mean, I've got to try and fit the gym appointments in all that somehow, as well as sort of like find time to draw, do a bit of writing. Instagram. Did you know this person posted something? You might like it. Da, 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 da. I hate these notifications on Instagram. Yeah. 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 Believe it or not, I tried to run a campaign for a comic last year. That didn't really, well, it didn't really work. I mean, looking back at the pages now, I can't believe how bad some of the art and the anatomy is. So I'm wondering if it's actually worth bothering trying to do it again, because it was sort of more of a it was a parody comic born out of the fact that everyone was trying to bully Voice into getting his wife the goats. And it's called Goatinator. I mean, I do have all the pages technically finished, and I could sort of start putting in the lettering. Oh, I remember that. Yeah. But I'm not sure if I actually want to continue doing that, because I think the time for the joke is past. And do I waste time trying to redraw all the pages with better art, or do I put that time and effort into something else? because nobody else was doing a goat comic about a robot goat going back in time trying to kill him. It would have been Terminator with goats. So now I'm trying to figure out what else I want to do with my time. And so far, I'm just sort of trying to work on this universe Bible for a world of heroes. But I'll say if you're not happy with it, keep the page. I'll think about it. I might just, if I start doing a newsletter, I might just sort of redraw some of the pages and sort of make it into like something I'd send to on the newsletter. So what's going to happen with this week's newsletter or something? Because I have thought about sort of doing like a short newsletter comic. Okay. Hold on, get that. So finish it that way. If you know you can finish the comic inside. But I say the quickest way to improve is to fail faster. So I'll take the failed goat comic as learn an opportunity to learn what I did wrong and just sort of fix my mistakes for next time. But yeah, the little mini comic idea that I've been thinking about on and off for the past year or two is born out as like a silly joke. It's what if you had a absolute psychotic rabbit and all the stories are just sort of about idiotic people just sort of pissing it off, much to sort of like hilarious results. So the first one I had was sort of like somebody steals its teddy bear and it sort of goes on a rampage. I mean, it could be done sort of like a page or two, a week or a month, just sort of like, and here's a continuing saga of of the Psycho Rabbit. What idiot pissed it off this month? Find out. And what's the repair bill going to be like? Steals his teddy bear. That would be a great idea. Yeah, just like Garlic Jr.'s goons or going off to Goku's house, stealing his kid, beating up his wife, and then coming right back to the hideout. And then Garlic Jr. is like, wait. You took Goku's kid? Yeah, and we beat up his wife. New plan. Get the last 2 Dragon Balls here ASAP. Screw you, kid. We beat the shit out of Piccolo. Yeah, well, my daddy did too. On his own? Yes. Shit, you're Goku's son, aren't you? Yeah, that's my daddy. Yeah, we beat up his wife too. Be brave to not piss off someone you want to be about. Yep. Very much. I love Dragon Ball Z Abridged. You just really know how to balance comedy with like serious character moments. And that's like every time I read Dragon Ball mangas, I always read the lines in the abridged voices. That said, I'm looking forward to something with the Entertainment's abridged series on fruit baskets, which is something I didn't know I needed. You just gotta wait for it to get out of copyright prison, so they can safely upload it to YouTube and let us all watch the mastery as whatever fruit baskets is. Yeah, I also enjoy their take on Sword Art Online. According to Grok, I am Kirito from Sword Art Online, personality-wise. But there's something with the entertainment version. I will not be insulted in such a manner. Well, how would you like to be insulted then? I take requests. Those guys really know how to write comedy. Yeah. And also, Grok seems to think I'm Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z Abridged. Have you ever watched a manga called Ninja Scroll? What does that me showing my age? I think I've heard of Ninja Scroll, but I've never watched it. I know Renown Zero and I think it's Mugen Laws. They sort of go back and forth on Ninja Scroll on another series I'm trying to remember the name of. But no, I have not watched it. What I do want to watch is, well, it's one from my childhood, but it's Flint the Time Detective. And it's basically, what if you took Pokemon, but the main character is a kid from the Stone Age. He and his dad died due to reasons. But the scientist in the future brings them back, but the dad's like a sentient lump of rock. And is then fashioned into a hammer. And the cave kid joins these other two kids, and they go on an adventure through time and space, trying to locate these creatures. And the villains are basically the teachers that are teaching their classes, but they don't know that. And it's all very, say, typically anime as well. Another one I want to watch is sort of like Bobobo. One of the most random animes ever invented. And if I can muster up the courage to watch it, Gintama as well. Another's like random as fuck anime that sort of revels into like how weird it is. I need to write that down. What's it called again? I'll put it in the chat for you. Flint Time. Sorry. Flint the Time Detective. The other one is Bobobo. And Gintama. I think that's how you spell that one. Yeah. Oh, by the way, that's not the full name for Bobobo, but most people call it Bobobo. But it's something like Bobobo, Bo, Bobobo, Bobobo, Bo, Bobobo, Bo, Bobobo, 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 Bo, Bobobo. And it's like one of the trends of Japanese products having long ass names that barely make any sense. But the basic plot for Bobobo is he's granted this power called Fist of the Nasal Hair. So he basically fights with nose hair. This girl called Beauty's looking for a dad. And she enlists the help of Bobobo. And they're also joined by Gasser, who's a kid who has to have a controlling collar on him. Because if he takes that off, he becomes stupid and farts everywhere. You've got an orange star called Don Patchy. And later on, they sort of Bobobo accidentally creates Jelly Jiggler, who's like a blue jelly person. And a lot of the humor is like very WTF just happened, random type of stuff. One of which is of like, I need to watch it. It sounds good. Yeah. One of the scenes in Bobo, they sort of defeat one of the guards on the first floor, and they say, "Well, now you have to climb the stairs and face the next guy." And they're like, "Why can't we just use the elevator over there?" And as they go in, Bobo's there, sort of acting as a judge on a beauty contest for one of these newly hatched chicks. And as it goes on, he's sort of like getting very depressed because he's like, I don't want to award the prize to this chick, but I have to. And then he throws a grenade at it, dives out, blows up the elevator. Now they have no choice but to go up the stairs. There is a plot in there somewhere, but it's just more about being random. Apparently there are video games of it as well. And a manga. Apparently in the manga, he gets to team up with Yugimoto at some point, who comes out with his giant blonde afro. Oh, I'm liking it already. And by the way, I've not made a single bit up about that. That's just how random it is. With Gintama, it's set in the fictional country of Edo, so think Edo period Japan. And it's about sort of like not giving up the sword of your soul as a samurai. So samurais were outlawed. So there's one samurai who's trying to keep the dojo open. So ends up getting involved with the main character, who's sort of like a freelancer going around trying to sort out problems for people. And they sort of get hooked-winged into a series of ridiculous odd jobs here and there, trying to solve very stupid problems. I'm not sure if I'm doing Gintama any justice. Just sort of look up the random clips online, make a judgment call if you want to watch it. So when they were doing the live action movie, I believe I'm going to have to find it and watch it. When they were doing the live action movie for it, they basically had a scene where everyone was sort of running through sort of like a stereotypical Edo period Japan town or city. But there's sort of like this I'm going to say brightly yellow pixie guy who breaks away from the crowd, wearing like nothing but a loincloth around his waist, or covering his bits, giggling like a little schoolgirl, running towards this woman who gets a baseball bat out and sort of blasts him off into the sky. And I was just looking at it, I was like, what the fuck is going on? This looks like fun. But yeah. Japan doesn't mess around when it comes to funny anime. There's a manga of that as well. And another one I would recommend would be, hang on. Ghost Stories, the English dub. Trust me when I say this, but you have to watch the English dub. It was done by 4Kids, who were notorious for censorship. They had only two conditions. The character names had to stay the same, and they had to follow the general plot. But apart from that, they could do whatever the hell they wanted. And 4Kids didn't really care much about the IP, so they just let the writing team do whatever, and you end up with one of those animes that you just sort of think back and go, how the hell did they get away with airing this? Because there's a lot of jokes about wanking, having threesomes with nurses, etc. The Jewish guy being essentially being as like homosexual and all that. There was a lot of crude humor, very American animated cartoon crude humor. It's a bit dated, but it's so outrageous you just can't help but love it. But it has to be specifically the English dub. Yeah. I think you can find it on Crunchyroll, I think. I mean, if you want a legal way to watch it. The Japan dub is very vanilla by the numbers. So really it's the English one that you want. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, people today just don't really understand how interesting English dubs for animes were back then. I mean, it wasn't just all Funimation and Crunchyroll. The liberties taken with some of the dubs just sort of added a unique personality to the shows. That at times I just want to watch those dubs. I mean, sure, I could watch the Sailor Moon remake, but is it really the same as like the original '90s anime dub with the hilariously bad Brooklyn accents and the high pitched voice acting and all that? Definitely some great memes born out of that era. I know. I use my frying pan as a drying pan. Watch out, Ash. Water types are very weak against fire types and all that. I sure do love these jelly donuts. Youngins today just will never understand the beauty of a bad anime dub. I mean, these days they'll get all riled up if a line isn't sort of translated one to one from the Japanese version. or they insert modern day politics. Okay. But I mean, with translations and localization, some phrases just don't translate very well. So you have to find a workaround for them. I mean, okay, I'm Welsh, but there is no proper English equivalent for the word Eisteddfod. The best you can come up with in English is to be seated, but the Eisteddfod is basically a competition to celebrate the best of Welsh art, poetry, singing, storytelling, etc. To celebrate Welsh arts, basically. And it all has to be done in Welsh. Trying to translate them for English audiences, or trying to translate the word in general, you'd have to go with something more like a competition. But to be seated, that's the literal translation. And it doing things as literally as possible doesn't always work the best. Otherwise, you get the that one dub of Yu-Gi-Oh, and you get the scene where Joey is just sort of going or saying the word beautiful about 50 to 30 times in one sentence. But I can't believe this beautiful, beautiful sunset is so beautiful. I like watching the beautiful sunset. Do I speak Welsh? I know a few words here and there, but I couldn't hold a conversation in Welsh. But I do know microwave in Welsh. Pingity ping. Because it makes a pinging noise. That's what the Welsh call microwaves, apparently. I didn't know this. But I'm not complaining. And another Welsh word that I do know is for jellyfish. And that's Pysgodyn wibbly wobbly. Pysgodyn just basically means fish. And of course, jellyfish are very wobbly. And we do have a word for mobile phones, phone middle. But generally speaking, most people in Wales will just basically say mobile phone. So we'll say it with a mock Welsh accent. Let's see. Here's signs get light around here. I'm probably going to end the stream soon. I'll probably be live streaming again tomorrow. probably after I come back from the gym. So that depends if I... Yeah. Just... Just check, see what's on it. You have localization more than anything is about carrying divisional intent. Hentai is another word that doesn't properly translate in English, but we all generally know what it means. So PayPal you use? Yes. It's in the link above. Well, in the message that I posted. Just make this a bit more pronounced. Okay. Yeah, get back to this. Yeah. How am I saving this? Inking practice Yaiba. Just save it like that. Anyway, I'm going to end the stream now. Everyone have a nice time and enjoy yourselves. Bye. Yeah. And